go out and vote. You got to go out there and say, here's why Hillary Clinton will make a better president. That's what I was referring to.
Donna, why are we just hearing about this now, though? Because it couldn't have been just you that knew that these things were happening.
Right.
Why is it taken so long for us to be getting the news that all of this stuff was going on behind the scenes? Because so many of us were busy defending it, saying, you guys are just suspicious, it's the history, you know.
No.
And they're like, no, there's something going on here. And now we find out there was a lot.
Well, first of all, for many of us who received, for many of us who received our briefing, I know when I received my briefing from the FBI, I got up the next day and I said, oh my God, why am I going back to the DNC? I should be going to the Pentagon. I mean, Megyn, your father's campaign, along with President Obama, was hacked by the Chinese. This was hacked by the Russians. What are we waiting for, the North Koreans? Are we waiting for the Iranians? Who else are we waiting for?
Right.
So what I found a lot of dysfunction, a lot of discord, and my job as chair, and I think I thought I did my job pretty well. My job was to try to clean up as much as I could, and I left it in good hands with Tom Perez and the other great officers who are now doing a better job.
But Donna, and we've been friends for a long time. I know I know you're a straight shooter, but I think what Sarah's getting to is you allege in the book that Hillary Clinton basically owned DNC. She owned the party, she controlled the party, and that was to the detriment and the fairness of the primary between Hillary and Bernie. Is that true?
Yes, I put out in the book, and I said there was a joint fundraising agreement that all the candidates signed. We had 5 candidates, but there was a separate memorandum of understanding. When I came to the conclusion that I could not spend the money, I could not direct the resources, and I was having people who did not have the kind of experience I have on the battlefield. When they were telling me I needed $2 million, when I said I needed $8 million.
Those were Hillary's people.
Well, because I used to call them the high command of Brooklyn. I'm not mad at them, I was disappointed. I said, I need $8 million to fight Donald Trump. I wasn't asking for $80 million, I was requesting $8 million, and by the way, I didn't mind raising the money, but just let me spend the money.
Let's get back to your book for a second, because you threw a lot of people under the bus. The DNC is mad at you. Robbie Mook is mad. Maybe even Hillary might be mad. I'm not sure about Hillary. I saw Mook. He's upset. But here's the question I have for you, and I wanted to ask you. Why the timing of this book? Today's election day. Why are you giving red meat to Trump's side?
You know, a lot of people ask me that question.
Why not have a week, next week?
Well, Joy, I didn't quote unquote. I set my launch for my book when I sent in my proposal. And I thought, you know, in the year after a presidential election, that's when you have a lot of debate and dissent. Yeah. Everyone is writing books. Mr. Biden's book is coming out. Mr. Sanders' book has come out. Ms. Clinton's book. And by the way, I thought she wrote a great book. It was a historical, it was a memoir, and also a little campaign. I wanted to tell my story about what happened. I wasn't writing to make someone upset. Look, I was upset. I cried enough for everybody. I apologized enough for everybody. And I want to prevent this hacking from happening again. I also want to see the Democratic Party a stronger party, more effective party, but I also want to make sure that our country is never attacked again.
So I have a question for you, because remember when, of course you remember, when Hillary seemed to faint on that 9/11 ceremony. And I think you said in the book that you were thinking very seriously that you could have wanted to replace her with Biden and Cory Booker, yes?
What I said in the book, Whoopi has the book, put it up there. It's called, that chapter is 11, called Collapse. That morning when she fainted, I had no idea what happened. So I kept saying, what happened, what happened, what happened? Right. Later that evening, there was a former chair of the DNC who began to assess that we needed to have a strategy in place. Yeah. I kept my own counsel. The next morning, someone from Hillary campaign came to the DNC to help me tamp down those rumors, and I went on CNN that afternoon to say, Hillary's doing well, she's going to resume traveling, and I say in the book that when she went to that debate, she did a great job taking on DT.
So you didn't think of replacing her with Biden and Cory Booker?
The rules of the convention and the rules of charter. The chair shall and confirm with.
Okay.
So in the case of death, resignation, or disability, the chair shall. That is what I have in the book.